The Fun Pimps, the developers behind 7 Days to Die, have recently pushed out their version 2 Storms Brewing update onto Steam's experimental branch. If all goes well, this will be coming to consoles and everything else on the 30th of this month. It will be released on all platforms on the 30th of June. At the moment, it is available in experimental, and it is by far one of the biggest updates that the team have ever done. It has some major changes, and as you can see in the background, the patch notes are absolutely insane. It goes on for ages. Now, with it being released on consoles and on Steam on the 30th of June, they have said there might be certification issues, there might be bugs that pop up during experimental, but all of that going well, it will be out on the 30th, Monday the 30th of June, available for everybody, which is great news. Now, this update comes with things like biome progression, new loot cap stages, biome resources, a dynamic storm system which adds storms into the game, updates to the Navezgane, new zombies and higher game stage zombie classes, zero zombie spawn improvements, perk updates and rebalancing. There is tons and tons of stuff in this, which is awesome. I'm very excited to get stuck into this one. I think we're going to start a new 7 Days to Die playthrough. Normally, the experimental branches are compatible with main branch, so I think we'll probably start something next week. If people want to see that, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll get a video ready for Sunday. Very excited. I also want to cover June Awakening, but I feel like I'm a little bit too late to the party on that one. We have covered it previously, but my computer died, and I was away when it released, so I've missed those first 2 weeks of game time and getting in and getting sort of in touch with everybody else. So let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see some June coverage? Looks awesome. Very excited. I enjoyed the playtime I had. And also, if you want to see a playthrough of 7 Days to Die 2.0, let me know in the comments down below. Now let's jump in and have a deep dive into this massive changelog. There's tons of stuff in there, as mentioned. It's releasing on the 30th of June. This went live on the 16th of June, so a few days ago at the time of releasing this video, and they had their streamer weekend on the 13th to the 15th of June, which was quite cool. We saw some awesome stuff in there, and I can't wait to get stuck in myself. Now, biome progression is one of the big things that have come to this game. There is a biome progression. All of them, except the pine forest, are going to have unique environmental hazards to overcome. Like a Boy Scout earning a merit badge, you will need to complete challenges to learn about each biome's inhabitants and resources. When a biome's challenges are complete, a biome badge can be unlocked and collected at a nearby trader. The biomes in order of their severity are the pine forest, the burnt forest, the desert, the snow, and finally the wasteland. Now, the pine forest is your starting biome with no hazards. The burnt combat the hot embers and thick black smoke. The desert, we will overcome extreme heat, and the snow is surviving freezing temperatures and wind chill. Wasteland is conquering the high radiation fallout. The 7 challenges for each hazardous biome are simple: wearing specific armor or obtaining the previous biome's badge, harvesting biome-specific resources, crafting remedies to increase your hazard resistance, mining biome-specific resources, killing biome-specific enemies, looting in the biome, and spending a specific amount of time in each biome. This progression system is on by default but can be disabled in the game and server options, which will turn off the biome hazards and requirements for biome badges. The biome progression will also have new loot stage caps. In addition to the hazards, each biome will have a progressive loot stage cap that will help encourage players to explore more biomes and seek out higher tiered loot. Loot caps are increased by progressing forward through each biome's challenges. Caps are automatically increased when entering into a harder biome, and to raise the cap in the current biome, complete the next higher biome's challenges. Continuing to progress and complete more biome challenges will keep raising the cap in previous biomes, and the loot cap is off if the biome progression option is disabled. So loot now is going to force you to go into those higher level areas. To get certain items now, you are going to need to go into the wasteland, which can make things a little bit tougher. It can force you out of your comfort zone, but the biome resources and the loot stage cap are definitely going to change things up. There's completely reformed biome resource progression as well. So each biome now has different ore types that have been redistributed across the world. Each biome now favours a specific one. Iron you'll find in the pine forest, potassium in the burnt, oil in the desert, coal in the snow, and lead in the wasteland. All ores can still be found in low volumes everywhere. Venturing into the right biome will greatly improve yields for building and crafting. Dynamic storm system is going to be something as well that is changing the gameplay completely. You will have to weather the storm, and in each biome there is different severity of weather. So thunderstorms are available to all biomes. Ember storms are only in the burnt forest and they damage players. Sandstorms are in the desert, which also damages players. Snow and radiation are obviously snow biome, and wasteland biome, which all damage the players. So we'll be getting ember, sand, and snow and radiation storms. All of these things will do damage to a player. The storms will occasionally come out with random variation in time, and they can last for several minutes. The frequency options adjust how often they occur, ranging from 0, which means they're disabled, to 500%, so 5 times more storms. When a severe storm does begin, this will happen. The player will hear a warning siren accompanied by a HUD message at the top of the screen saying to seek shelter or leave biome. The HUD message is accompanied by a 60-second timer, and once that expires, the HUD message will change to seek shelter now, leave biome now, depending on if a player has earned a biome badge. The storm buff timer will display on the left side of the screen, showing how much time a player has before they take damage, and if the player is not sheltered or has left the biome, they will take damage from these. It will announce at the top of the screen whether you are safe from the storm or need to build shelter. If you've not gained a biome badge, seeking shelter will only protect you from the storm. The biome hazards will still be active and will require hazard reducers while sheltered. Now, if you enjoy playing on the Navezgane, that has also seen an update, with new POIs added, new player spawn points, diversity and density of wilderness and POIs connecting with pathways, updated downtown city in the wasteland biome, and rebalanced POI tiers across every biome. So the Navezgane is back, it's still working, and they've completely updated a whole load of it, which is really quite cool. I'm quite excited to see how this goes and what they're going to do with the rest of the game. I do like the Navezgane. It's probably one of my favourite maps. I don't really play random general too much. I know the Navezgane is a good map. There's good stuff on there. But with this whole sort of change of the loot progression and biome progression, that definitely could change a few things. Now, there's also been a whole host of new changes to zombies, including adding new ones. The special infected zombies, which are tied to a higher game stage and spawn later in the game. So things like the Plague Spitter, a new special infected desert zombie that can vomit insects which attack the player, and melee weapons are more effective against the swarm. The Hornets are back, just a little smaller. The Frostclaw, a new snow zombie that has a long-ranged boulder throw attack that does radius splash damage. A charged blue zombie, a new higher game-staged radiated blue class of zombies that turn, attack, and run faster than the radiated green ones, but they do more entity damage. As well as that, the Infernal Orange, the highest class of zombies, which are radiated orange and are slower and tankier than radiated greens, but do more block damage. As well as that, they've improved the zombie spawn improvements, having multiple functionality to allow zombies to spawn and crawl out of smaller places and tighter areas. More POIs have been adapted to use these crawlouts, so you will now need to stay alert. As well as adding this has also improved performance with POIs and added to their pacing, making it a little bit easier and a little bit more of a smoother playthrough when you're going through the various POIs that are in game, which I do like that, adding a smoother experience rather than hundreds charging at you as soon as you walk through the door. There's been tons of changes to perks and world rebalancing. They've added new general perks tab, which has basically moved a lot of old perks. So the general perks tab has moved old ones that don't need to be governed by particular attributes. This will allow players to gain certain skills without spending perk points on an attribute that your character isn't specialised in. Things like light, medium and heavy armour, master chef, living off the land, lockpicking and lucky looter. With these perks being milled, With those perks being moved, they filled those empty slots with new perks. All attributes now have 10 perks, and each perk has 5 levels. Each attribute has a new mastery perk set that starts at attribute level 6. We'll let you discover these details on your own, but some attributes have new or updated perks. Things like Perception adds the Infiltrator, Animal Tracker, Treasure Hunter. Strength now has Grand Slam, Pack Mule, Junk Miner. Fortitude has Siphoning Strikes and Rule 1 Cardio. Agility has Hard Target and Parkour, and Intellect has the Daring Adventurer. The Sledgehammer Saga is also a new thing. This is a new book series for the Sledgehammer weapon, and this goes all the way up to Sledgehammer Saga Volume 7, and then a completionist bonus which refills your stamina with each power attack kill. As well as that, there's been improvements to random gen and POIs. There's over 140 new POIs that have been added to 2.0, many created to bolster the wilderness POI counts. So 125 explorable tier 0 remnant POIs, 13 questionable tier 1 POIs, 6 questable tier 2s, 3 tier 3s, 2 new town city tiles, and 3 questable tier 5 wilderness POIs. The Bunker, Mine 1 and Quarry 2. The larger tier 4 and tier 5 POI combat will feel like a new experience because of the new scripting, crawl out and wandering sleeper improvements, which I like that. It's going to make things a little bit more tough, but at the same time smooth out that experience so you're not having a vast bulk of zombies coming at you right at the beginning. They've also changed some items for handhelds, so special cans, tinnable liquids, special stews, plates, generic wrapped parcels, steroids, and pill bottle. So when holding these items in your hand, it will change the way that they look. And if you're playing with friends, you can start a new save and now spawn next to your friends. You'll be able to choose a friend to spawn near for ultimate teamwork. There's a handy button to go back to the main menu before joining game, so you won't get stuck. This will work for crossplay if your friends are on Discord. You cannot spawn near a friend on a server that has biome progression enabled if the inviting player is in a hazardous zone. So that's the only caveats of those. There's also been Discord implementation to make voice chat work with 7 Days to Die, and players are able to link their Discord account and see their friends list even if they are using an anonymous account. So as well as the Discord implementation and spawning near friends, crossplay is now available on dedicated servers. As well as that, there's tons of audio, upscaling, and performance fixes. They've been using Nvidia's DLSS upscaling to graphics to render their systems, which is now an option under video display and upscaler mode, which will make things look a little bit better. Performance is awesome. There's loads and loads of fixes to the performance overall, so I'm very excited to see this one. I'm looking forward to getting stuck in. I'm going to jump on as soon as I've finished this video, so if you do want to see something, let me know in the comments down below. But that is it for me today and this week. We'll be back on Sunday with some more survival content, either June or 7 Days to Die. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see. For now though, I've been Wide, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.